My name is Temitope Karim, and you're welcome to your most anticipated show, StarsPod. Just like you all know, StarsPod is your window into the life of the young ones. We bring young people who are doing well in various fields, we bring them to you to share their experience about their lives, their education, their career, their aspirations, and every other thing that just revolves around the young ones. My guest today is a very interesting one because it's interesting the fact that, in the sense that I'll call her an aspiring accountant turned a fashion designer turned a seamstress. But you might think, oh, what's the big deal? Because we have people who you might have heard stories of I want to become a medical doctor at the end of the day, become a makeup artist. But our own is just it's just a story that is very spectacular and very special. When we get into the show, you would know why I said our story is very special. Please welcome with me Deborah Fasheyi. Hi.
Hi, it's me. Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Okay, so briefly, let's talk about how did it all start. Let's take it back, way back. Just share with me what was your experience? What was your childhood dream?
Okay, so foremost, I like to say, like every childhood, the Disney kind of experience, you just try to imagine yourself doing some certain things. So for me, it's always been like I just like to be an accountant, fly everywhere, just be everywhere doing my accounting career. Majorly, so that has been my dream all along as a child.
Okay, so your dream has always been to become an accountant, like right?
Yes,
And
from
so
day
right
one.
now I know you are not an
At
accountant.
all, far
You're
from
a
it.
fashion designer. So how did that dream of becoming an accountant get shattered?
Okay, so that's a very, very good question because even I get to ask myself on a regular that, okay, so what happened to your accounting dream? Because everyone when you meet they knew nothing about me, that this girl an accountant. Although people in their own assumption says that you should be a lawyer because you like to talk. You like to defend people, you just like to be everywhere. I'm like, no. The fact that I like to talk doesn't mean
I
I
want to
just
become a lawyer.
exactly so. But for me, it was just like the accounting thing for me. And to get to the part where it got shattered was, of course, as a child, you grow up with so many dreams and ambitions. Of course, I did my JAM in Nigeria. It's called the Joint Administration Matriculation
Matriculation board,
Board.
yeah. Joint
So
admission
yes,
matriculation board.
matriculation board.
Yes.
Yes, as at then when they say college JAM, because it was like over a decade now, and so I wrote the jam with the excitement that this accounting thing has to be very exciting for me because all I needed to do was just to pass my grades and be an accountant at the end of the day, go to university. But that didn't happen when jam decided to jam me.
I like that
But
word. I like that
when
word,
jam
right?
decided to jam me and the result wasn't good, I felt bad not because I feel like I had to get that result. Yeah, I'm a very brilliant student right from day one because I usually clear all my grades. And now seeing like a different part of me getting 180 over 400, I felt so sad.
I understand that feeling. The secondary school champion turned.
Right. I felt so sad. I felt like, no, this is not right. I have to go to JAMB office. They need to show me my
You
screen.
went to
But
Jamb office.
I was telling my father that I need to take me there. I was still very young. I was barely 15. I was like, you need to take me there. This is not right.
So you felt they switched your results,
Yes.
or
No,
maybe.
we hear things like they sell results in so to speak. Like, I'm like, no, this is not my result. That no, life happens. You win some, you lose some. I still did not give up because I knew that was not my result. I said no until for weeks I was sobbing. I just couldn't get out of my space. That no, how then do I go to university with 180 out of 250? It was just a long way, and of course, I had to just take it in because I chose polytechnic as well. I had to just take the other option that was available to at least if I cannot do it in university for a starters, I'll just do it as ND after my ND,
You
then
just direct
transition
entry,
to
right?
university. Getting to Yabatech of technology, I was told again, oh my god, it was just back to back disappointments just because I just needed to just get this dream come to reality as to be an accountant. So when I got to Yabatech, I had to just go to the department, get the form. Fast forward, we did post UTME as at then. I still got lower than
So
what I
what
want.
course did you choose in your while filling your form for post jump in Yabatech?
I chose accounting every school
Okay,
I
you
chose.
still wanted to study accounting in
Yes.
Yabatech. So how did fashion designing enter? How did it come into the conversation?
I would
Because
say that fashion design entered without my what's it what now? Without my idea. I never knew I was
without your
in fashion.
permission.
Honestly, it was just like so because I'm a Christian, right? So I believe in God leading people. And at times they say God kind of um set a trap for me. I'll use that word because honestly speaking, not in my wildest dream did I have done fashion. I never liked them because they can disappoint for Africa. Honestly, I never liked them. I just wanted to just have them as so my clothes. In fact, I had got disappointed to the point that I felt like I would never sew again. I'll just be buying already made. At least that way, you know that you're not going to be disappointed.
Yes. And
So
you don't
that
even want to interface with any
ah,
fashion designer
the
at
last one
all.
that dealt with me was my Christmas dress. A day to Christmas, you're telling me sit down, I've not cut your clothes. There was no remorse of any kind. I'm like, oh my god, these people, I'm done with you. So I never liked them. So writing my get to Yabatech rather, I felt like okay, at least I still have accounting as my first choice. I had to just get the post UTME for my road jam. The post UTME, I told you not meet up the cutoff. It was supposed to be 75. I got 65. 10
Okay,
points
so
to
cut
go.
off for accounting
Accounting.
was 75 and you had 65.
Yes.
Okay.
So at least I still have the hope of they call it supplementary list. If I will
Yeah.
not get the merit list. We waited, list did not come out. My father had to sort out all of his networks. They were not able to help me. I'm like, this year, I have to get to
You don't
school.
want to stay back.
I
don't
have to
want
get
stay
to
at
school.
home.
I have to get to school. I have to be in school and I have to study accounting. Okay, so what is left is just to get a change of course form. As accounting will not take me what I have to do. At least I'm still young. I still have like enough time. My father was like, why not write? I said, I will not write another jam. I will not rewrite jam because I just like the idea of I'm a strong fanatic for success. Like if I'm not the
You just want to be
first,
successful.
if I'm not the
Like,
first, I have to be the first. Like there's no second option for me when it comes to success. So that's why I made sure that I passed all my grades. So seeing that I had 65, the only course that was available for me then was leisure and tourism. To change to
leisure and
tourism from
Okay.
accounting, I'm like, oh my. Because I had to enter school, I became so desperate, that's the word, to just gain admission that year. So leisure and tourism was the option available. God now coming to the conversation now because trust me, that particular day I was just all about to get the change of course form
You
and
just needed an
I
admission.
was
That
not
was just on your
thinking. I was
mind.
not thinking anymore because I already became desperate. So I just there was this security guy at the entrance of where I was supposed to buy the form. He just asked me a very good question that day. I know it was good today because I know the result of that question in my life right now. It was like, my daughter. So because I greeted him before I entered, I was like,
Entered,
yeah, my daughter, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine, sir. So he said it's in pidgin. Before you buy this, thing, make sure you say you have the grade. I'm like, okay. I never thought
Okay, by
about
grade,
that
he was talking
on my
about
O level
O-level,
requirement
yes.
because you needed to have like some certain subjects for you to be able to
Yeah,
buy.
because there are
And
requirements.
and once you buy the form, you won't get a refund. So that you just let it go or you have to do what you have. I'm like, oh, thank you, sir. So I had to go to the department and check. So all I saw there, I did not have geography.
Okay, so to do leisure and tourism, yeah, you need geography.
Yes, I'm
So
like, oh my god! I started crying that this is not going to happen. I just saw industrial design. Honestly, it was after I had paid the school fee. In fact, I was number four, the first person that paid school fee that year.
because you just wanted
2010,
to,
I paid
wow.
my school fee already. My first thing I was when I knew I chose fashion.
Okay, what did you think
I saw
you chose?
industrial design, thinking, cause so my dad is into graphic designing,
Okay.
prints and all of that. So he was happy to see that at least one of his children will be doing what he
Okay,
does.
so you felt it was just maybe designing just like your dad does. Wow.
Yes, so and he kind of motivated me to take the course. And I'm like, okay, at least he's supporting me and he's when I want to pay the school fee at the end of the day. So I paid my school fee, everybody were excited, now I have an admission. The one in class, a very young girl, happy to be in school.
Yes, now
I
jam
entered
bites.
right with all my files with me. I entered the lecture room, waiting for a lecturer to come in. The first lecturer came and hi everybody, we greeted her. Okay, so my name is this and that. I'll be teaching you in this course. I'm like, okay.
What caused it? Okay,
So she'll be taking us fashion designing. No, clothing construction.
So you're like,
And like maybe it's a general course. You know,
okay.
they I've heard things about people doing like GNS. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. I'm like, okay, fair enough. At least I learned how to tack and do something. I couldn't sew to save my life that year. She entered that would draw 50 campus wear. Like, where's? I'm like, okay, 50. I could not even draw to save my life. I want me to draw a campus wear. She left. Another one came that will buy drawing board. Like, no, wait, nah,
This is
it's
not,
no,
this is
no,
not
this
industrial
is not,
design.
this is
Not
not a
going that way.
general course anymore. Then I reached out to my bag. I brought out my admission paper. Right there, I saw industrial design in brackets, fashion.
Wow.
I started crying. Then I started crying that what have I done? How do I cope? I cannot even draw. I don't know how to sew. I don't know how to do nothing. I want to be an accountant for heaven's sake. Then I started crying. Like, well, what happened? I said nothing. I took my bag and started going home.
So that was the end of the class for that day.
Honestly, I couldn't focus anymore. How do I cope? How do I draw? How do I do all of those drama? So, but of course, I went home. I told my father, said, no. Yoruba parents now, guess what? No. You mean I will pay for my child to go and learn tailor in
I like
university?
that, because that's the word they will call it, tailor, not fashion design.
When if you just go to your mother's tailor down our street and learn for maybe 6 months or thereabout and you'll be certified. Olomaje, those were our words. You are going to rewrite that jam that you refuse to rewrite. You rewrite the jam. I'm like, at least for me, now that was like a very justifiable
because
point.
you did not even
How will I
want
do
fashion
fashion?
designing. Yeah.
So I said, okay, at least he has paid the school fee. He didn't mind to waste that money. At least I felt good. Because I was already scared that my father will feel bad that I made him waste his money. It was just quite a lot then. Close to 100K. That year was a lot of money compared
Yes,
to the
2010
currency
compared
now.
to now.
Yes. But like, don't worry. You write that jam again. I said, thank you, sir. I was happy. I sat for jam. I wrote it again. Guess what I got in my second jam?
140, 120, 200.
Oh, I wish that was it. I got 180
The
again.
same one is
Then I didn't know.
so there was no hope for a university,
No,
right?
this is not funny. I'm like, is it that these people are not reading my scripts? They just did copy and paste when they saw my name. Because how come I will get the same grade in the same
180.
subject? It doesn't make
Wow.
any sense to me. Then I've paid my school fees, right? I cannot let my father's money waste. So I was just saying to myself that I had to just go back to the school, do the course, with the mind that I'll just keep packing carryovers and all of that because I didn't know how to actually cope. I've never drawn in my life. I've always been doing accounting, all those courses that I needed to pass to be a good accountant. To the point where I'll go to the bank when I don't have money to withdraw any transaction to make, just sit in the bank to see how people walk on their heels, to see how they just do all their transaction. I'm like, I just have that fantasy mindset of
As a child now, you
Yes.
know what you want.
I was not 16 years. I was still really young because I just felt like this is it for me. I'll go to the bank, any bank that is available for me to go. I'll sit down there. What do you want to say? It's not my turn yet. Just to see people, how they behave. And so imagine that all of that just slipping off my fingers.
To become a fashion designer.
Yes. And of course, I did not accept it yet because I've not really accepted it. How will I be? I've never liked them. To see that me doing what I've always hated.
Yeah.
It's just something like a very big blow. So now digesting the pain of the blow is still yet to come to my reality. So I'll go to lecture room. So apparently what actually gave me, well, like I said, I'm a strong fanatic for success. I cannot fail. Like I hate the thought to hear that you are the
failed.
least.
Yes.
No. Okay, what will happen? Let me just at least pass it for the sake of passing it. Then afterwards go back to my accounting career. Then I just approached one of the girls in my class. I saw that she was doing well. I'm like, so do you do this thing before? She said no. Like she did a change of course as well. I'm like, okay, and you are doing well in your assignment this. I got motivated there. I went to like 3 people. Change of course. I'm like, so we are almost like change of course.
Everybody change of course
We were
now.
over 100. Just 20 people chose the course as their original course.
Wow.
80 of us were change of course students. So seeing my other change of course fellows doing well, I'm like, Deborah, you can do this. Then I started motivating myself somehow, just for the sake of not failing. Like I said, I don't like to
You don't
fail,
want to be a failure.
right? So I started paying attention in class, just encouraging myself to the point that my lecturer saw me one day. She had to come into our office that you are still young, but you're always looking sad. Are you okay? Are your parents not giving you peace at
Money.
home? Like, do you not have money to eat? I'm like, "Ma, I have money. My father is not happy that I'm doing fashion. I don't know what." I started crying. I said, no, 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 don't worry. She called my father to school, encouraged him. Mr. Fashe, let this girl just be, let her just be herself. By the time she's done with IND, she'll be 18. But she still have enough years ahead of her to do whatever course you want her to do. So my father was like, okay, I'll support you. And I started doing my assignment the way I could. I went to, because in my department we have three departments. We have printing, fashion, and art. So I would always go to the art department to meet those general artist guys to teach me how to draw.
Draw.
Because I couldn't do anything with my hands when it comes to sketch. So I'll sit with them. I won't go home. I'll stay overnight in school just to learn how to draw. I started learning how to hold my pencil, to throw my strokes properly. So it was kind of helping my other classes.
Yes.
And of course, the other courses were for me to just read. They were the theoretical parts
So
of the
that
class.
was
That
that
was
was just
easy.
easy for you.
So to cut the long story short, putting all the effort into my class grades. By the time we did our first semester year one exam, I was not expecting something out of the ordinary, but I knew at least
You will not fail.
I would not have carried over. That was my consolation. So when our result came out, there was no students when it comes to the place time result on the notice board, they were all ready to go.
Mhm.
I'm like, me, I don't want to go. I'm having a good day today. I don't want them to just spoil my mood. People should just go and check a result and leave me alone. I was just sharing my name from outside. Deborah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, people should leave me. I told you I don't want to go. They just came and carried me up. Like two of them carried me from the left and the right. Deborah, I'm like, what have I done? He said, you came the top over 100 students. My GPA and there was 3.75 out of 4 points.
Because wow.
I just went off. I'm like, what did you say? So Deborah, you are the highest
In the old
in the
class.
old fashion department. I'm like, it's not possible. Is this not your result? I just knelt down and I started crying. Because it doesn't take me any second to start crying. Like I'm very emotional. I just started crying like, God, what just happened? My lecturer were just happy for me. Ah, my daughter, you know people like success now.
Mhm.
Oh, well done, my daughter. I'm like, okay. I still did not believe until I went to their notice board to check. Then it dawned on me that actually
It's actually true.
it's
This is
my
actually true.
result. I'm like, God, what is happening? Okay, so what is this supposed to mean? I went home and told my father. My father too, I think I got that part from him. He liked success to the point that when I was primary school, I came fourth out of 13 students. Primary school was not really a large class.
Yeah.
It was like, how can you become fourth? Like the person that have fourth is that person having four heads
Sweat,
or
yeah.
2 heads. Next
How
next
parents
term you
can
have
be.
to come out. So he was really happy to see that I became overall top. Right there, he said, you know the machine, or like in English means how much is sewing machine?
Machine, yeah.
They gave me money to buy my sewing machine.
Wow.
That
So
was
that was the motivation.
that was the motivation for me. And then I started seeing lights. Like, okay, I can actually do this. I can actually do this. Then it started coming like that. Then my career in fashion started coming to light.
Okay, so let me talk about success, because I know that as individuals, success has a way of like pushing us to see that, oh, I can actually do this. How did you becoming the top in the class? What impact does it have on you right now?
Right now, as in,
Then and right now.
okay. So then it was just it actually brought me to the limelight because everybody wants to see the person that came top in the whole class of
Yes.
over 100 students. Okay, people started want to become my friend because I was very small. Like I was the smallest in the class. So I became like, let me just come like a notice board. Everybody wanted to just be your friend,
Yeah.
be close to you. Lecturer started noticing you in class. And so because I like to talk, like when I'm somewhere, you must
They
know
would
I'm
know
there.
that you're
But I
there.
will ask question. I will ask, sir, okay, Why are we using this measurement? It became that for me in the class.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say we should do this, is it that for all sizes? Because we do with sizes, and in
Yes.
class we have like a generic measurement we work with, so that
Okay.
we can just know how to work in the
Yeah.
class. I'm like, so when it comes to like a small size like me, a plus size person, what does it? It was just becoming like this girl. We can talk. When we do debates, they want me to lead the
To
debate.
represent.
It just brought me
Yeah.
to the light of the old department as a then. So even whilst my final year in because I did HND as well.
Okay, so you're not later. You
I
did not
didn't.
now.
I forgot accounting at the end of the day. Because
Okay.
I actually saw that this is something, because I never had anything when it comes to ant skill. It was just like reading for me.
Mhm.
So I just saw that, so I could actually do something with my hands at the end of the day. Even in secondary school, I hated home economics.
Yeah, because that's a bit of
I would give my friends. I don't mind saying, don't worry, I'll give my food. Just do it for me. I don't want to hold needle. Like, I hated that clothing part. So seeing that I could actually do all of that, so I had to go back for my HND, because in my ND, when I finished my ND, because part of the best student as at that year, we got like a job offer from GT
Okay.
Bank that year
Okay.
to do IT with them. We were 5 of us that
Wow.
we were the best graduating students that year. So they gave us like a job offer, because they felt like people are smart.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that, remember that I said I wanted to do accounting.
Yes.
So my lecturer said this would be good for Deborah.
Yeah.
So that she can actually transition in a very good
Good
way.
way.
When
So did you take that offer?
I
Did you see
rejected
bank
it.
offer?
Honestly, we were like, are you okay? Are you fine? The
Okay,
offer
so
does-
sorry, was it to work in as a corporate person
as a
in the
graduate
bank?
trainee.
Training.
Trainee.
Oh,
So from there you can
Wow.
now transition.
so you basically still got your dream of wanting to become
It
just to
came.
work in a bank, but
It
you
came.
left it for fashion.
It came. Like they offered us money. Imagine offering an undergraduate 50,000 in 2012. It was a lot of money.
It was.
All my colleagues jumped at it. I'm like, I don't want to do. So I want to go and do my IT in a fashion. I said, Deborah, are you like
Fashion,
serious
yes.
right now? It's not that I've been chatting that I want to be an accountant. I'm like, I can't find myself doing accounting anymore. They're like, really? So it was my IT that actually changed my narrative again,
Narrative.
because working in fashion house beyond the forum of the class, it gave me another light to see, wow.
Mhm.
So seeing me making clothes for people and they wear it, they're happy. Look at that joy.
That joy, you see your work out there, and you're like,
I'm like,
I
you
made
mean
that.
I made this. I did that. So that just gave me the point to say, no, I think I'm at the point where accounting has to go.
Then you need to face fashion.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what other talking about challenges, setbacks and all of that? What other challenge you face in your academics? Was there any other challenge that you faced in your academics outside of the one that you've mentioned?
Yes, there was.
Okay.
There was. Remember, I said I don't like to fail. So when I came back for HND after my IT, they know it's a new phase, it's a new level.
Definitely.
Yes.
You are no longer the champion of that
Yes,
engine.
right.
Everybody knew.
So I came back for HND to continue fashion. So there's this way they do it, like the system. And I said we have 3 departments in my, like School of Art has 3 departments.
Yes.
We have fashion, printing, and arts.
Arts, yeah.
So while you're coming for HND, you do everything that's to do with industrial design,
Okay.
except for printing.
Oh.
Because that's like
Yeah, it's
far
not
from
really,
it.
yeah.
Although we had some printing, but not the core part of printing on paper, graphics, and all of that. So coming back to for my HND was a huge level of challenge. And why is that? We had to do fashion, ceramics,
Wow.
textile. It was just ceramics. We are dealing with clay, molding stuff.
So at that point, you would think, oh, why did I not just embrace my
Honestly,
internship?
yes. Honestly, because it was when my result came out, HND1. I was like, this is not my result. Because we were doing fine as a fashion student.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want, how dare you tell me to start molding?
Molding.
We will go from Yabatech to Oregon, clay industry on Oregon, to start packing clay, looking like Like we were looking all dirty, walking in
Yeah,
mud.
in mud.
We'll go there. That was another challenge. You have to wake up early so you get the fresh clay before they start processing it. You go there, pack clay, go to apartment, start molding pots, molding animals, all of those things. I don't know how to do it. And lecturer will teach you like it is what you have to know how to
You
do.
must know how to do it.
So it took a toll on me, it took a toll on my performance. I didn't have enough time to read. So I just kind of reading towards the 11th hour of the exam. My results came out. It was not nice. It was not nice. I was like, God, what have I done? I think I just got emotional with because I think I was doing well.
Well,
I think I was actually getting the hang of my fashion.
Yes.
I'm like, no, this is not nice. Okay, the results came out not because it was completely bad. It was lower than what I expected.
And because you really have like a nag for success. You really want to be successful.
A strong one. And the one second semester was even what broke the camel's back. When the highest of us then, I went from 3 points, 3 points, I can't believe it, 3.7 to 2.9.
Wow.
Yes. I'm like, no.
That's huge.
As in, it was a drastic failure. Everybody were like, if Deborah can have this, we don't have one.
Yeah, I know how it can be like, oh.
The only person that had 3 points then still got a carryover.
Did you also have a carryover?
I didn't.
But you were not just happy with...
Yes, I did have a carryover because I don't know how, but I think I was just having C, and D.
I know that C and D has a way of bringing down your GPA.
The only B I had was just one. And that was in GNS because it was like you read it.
Yes. This is general.
I felt bad. I felt disappointed. I'm like, okay, what's there? So because I only have a year to go, I had to start struggling to get back on 3 points. I'm like, God, I'm intelligent. Cannot leave this school with 2.9. People will not know I'm intelligent. Leave me with lower credit.
Hey, you just be explaining. There will be no evidence.
To people, right? No evidence. I will start reading, doing extra hours in class. It was a lot. It took a toll on my health as well because I was not sleeping well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was mostly using my feeding money to just kind of outsource to people that can help me, to just teach me, let me know this thing. Don't worry, I'll do anything for you, blah, blah, blah. So to just cut the long story short, HND 2 seconds, first semester, I was seeing 2.9.
Wow. So you had like just
a
one
semester
to go.
To prove my point to the world. That
and to yourself.
To myself that I'm an intelligent student. So to cut the long story short, I had to go spiritual. I had to go spiritual. God, I'm serving you. You have to show yourself worthy in my life. I need this one. Or the 2.97.
So you just need 0.3
to just get. I don't need 3.01. Just give me 3.00. At least I'm in upper.
Mm-hmm.
God, I went to my scholarship then in school. Now people should please join me in prayer. I'm trusting God for 3 points to leave this school. So of course, prayer plus your hard work.
Yeah.
I prayed. It got a point. I just had to let it go. That if it comes, fine.
And if it doesn't,
fine. I got to that place of rest because I know that I'm intelligent. I started affirming myself. Deborah, you're smart. Your result does not
determine you.
But we did our final year exam. So that also came as a challenge because when I was doing my final year project, interestingly, we had to submit 3 project topics and they picked the most interesting one. Out of all the topics,
it was in fashion, right?
Yes, fashion, yes. Out of all the topics I wrote, I just wrote the last one because I needed to write 3. Not because I wanted to put that.
Yeah.
Because without 3, they will not even see your write-up. I just put the 3 and just give it like a background study and everything. So the lecturer that want to just can understand everything. So I wrote all the 3. I wanted to just do some certain interesting project topics. And out of all the 3, my lecturer chose the one I never expected.
The third one that you just...
The third one was designing for plus-size models.
Wow.
Imagine, I'm a size 6.
Wow.
Plus-size model. Say, Deborah, I like this. I'm like, ma, I don't like it, ma. I actually did not like it. I just put it this like and say, no,
You
I'm
can do
choosing
it.
this. Who am I to tell my parents or no?
No.
I've chosen this, then go ahead and start with me. Background study, write your research, make your research rather. I'm like, okay, ma, where do I begin from? Where do I get plus size models?
And you need to show. It's not something that you just have to write. You really need to show something
Prove
for it,
it.
right?
Prove it that it's actually possible to make some, body
Very good.
in-
Yeah.
because from research I see that most people just feel like when you're plus size, it's difficult to make something for you because there are curvatures, the tummy, how to
Yes.
cinch to the body
Cinches,
size.
yeah.
I'm like, God, then we've not really gotten to the point of doing corsets like that. That
Yeah,
year,
that
but
point.
at least people want to look good. Now, process are advantage now because they have what to do to make
To-
them feel like that
Yes.
way they want to do. I'm like, okay, so ma, I said, yes, I'm done. Leave my office. Then she just discharged me. Then I started again. To the point that when I'm walking on the street, when I see any fat person, I stop them.
Like, can you be my model?
Honestly,
Can you-
like, when I see my ID card, I'm here about accident, my final yesterday, I'm a final yesterday to fashion in Yabatech, blah, 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 blah. Excuse me, I'm not interested.
And most of them will not want to be.
Yes. They left, they felt like, most poster persons that
Yeah,
they
like
feel like they're trying to
insecure
body
about
shame
their body,
them,
yeah.
like what's that, trying to hide their body. I'm like, I literally stopped every fat person I saw on the way. Because there was no plus size model around me. Even those I had, they were tough. They were not really plus size like that. Plus size like begin from size 14 to 22 upwards.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. But I was just doing my research, running up and down, because I needed to measure them, to sew for them to wear. Take my supervisor to see the feet. I put my project for the main showstopper dress, the one that they will wear on the runway.
Okay, so you all have to like make that.
Yes, you
I
do
understand.
sample, you do
Sample.
patterns. They approve your pattern to cut, and you have to buy the fabric. Imagine making for process. I have to buy a lot of fabrics. So God help me after doing so many drama. I saw a lot of people, went to different departments in my school
Just to get people.
I got models at the end of the day. Some imagine they don't know how to do catwalk. I had to train
You have
them
to-
again.
the
It was just a lot of
stress.
challenge and stress. To just cut the long story short, I got my models. They did the fitting. It was a lot. And my project then was a lot of work because I had to cut fabric into strips and start twisting them like hair. Twist fabric and use it to make like a proper dress.
Wow.
So it was that. So after I did all of that, we did a fashion show because every year we do fashion show
Okay.
for the department while all the graduating students will, run their designs through the
Designs,
runway,
yes, I
and the
understand.
designer will work after the models are all out. Me, I was not expecting to hear any good news on that project because I was just struggling with it. Well, it took me a lot of time, and my mother had to join me in the twisting. I was already behind submission because it was just a lot of artistic.
Yeah.
I was not just cutting and sewing directly. I had to cut fabric into strips, went to different tailor shops to ask for pieces
Wow.
because there was no way I could get a lot of patchwork
Wow.
to make a full dress on a plus size model. So after that was done, we did our fashion show. Everybody we are fine, thank God. I'm a graduate, thank God. Results change or not,
I'm a graduate.
I've
I graduated.
moved on. I'm a graduate. On to the next level. So I was upstairs. We did a fashion show downstairs, packing my bag just to go and have a good meal. Like I'm going to sleep. I was just hearing my friends again, as usual, shouting my name. Matric number 7. Because they call it by matric number,
Yeah.
not our name, because it was just kind of the code for the models.
Okay.
Because that was what we wrote on our models on the runway,
Okay.
007.
Seven.
Matric number 7. The attention is needed at the quadrangle downstairs. I did not hear. They were
Your friends had to
shouting my
come and
name.
call you.
I'm like, okay, what is it? Come downstairs. Guess what they were calling me for? Part of the winners for the fashion
So
show.
that is just going to bring it to you like, okay, I can do this.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not a failure after all.
Right. And as usual, I cried again. And I'm like, God, you did this. And I just gave it all to God. And my result came out. The personal result, we already left school.
So did you make the 3 points?
Honestly, I made with extra.
Yeah.
With an extra, so that was how I left Yabatech with as an upper credit graduate, not as low as I thought. And yeah, that motivated me to keep believing in myself. So whenever I remember the past setback and how I was able to kind of overcome them, it motivates me to
just keep on
pushing
going.
myself and say that, baby girl,
You can
do
do
this.
So ever since you started fashion designing, like, have you ever faced like a major challenge that just make you feel like, why did I even start all of this in the first place in your business?
Every day.
Every day.
Every
But just
day.
give me one major challenge that just, oh, maybe you decided, you said you hated disappointments.
Yes.
Maybe you just disappointed one soldier and it just backfires.
Ah no, disappointment is something that till today, for those my customers, I will get to see this, and so personally, I have my own personal like principles that
Yes.
I don't break. I have my integrity in check. I don't check my integrity. If I tell you come by 2 and it's already around 1 p.m., I know that I cannot meet up by 2. I'll tell you by
Yes.
1 p.m.
Please.
Although it seemed like it's like an 11th hour shift.
Yeah,
But it's not that
there's
I'll call you,
still,
you are calling me by 2, you are not seeing me. But now here are the challenges. I'll call it challenges because this is Nigeria, and as a small business owner that is growing by the day, to just keep seeing your business going through the
Growing,
phase of
yes.
growth and development. And because after my NYC, I didn't start up my business immediately. I didn't start my business till like 5 years ago because I had to work to see business done in a very large scale.
okay, so where did you work? As a fashion person or in a corporate firm?
No, fashion houses.
Okay.
As production managers, pattern makers, supervising tailors. Just see business done in the proper setting,
Yes.
not the IT way.
Just sewing and just
See how you deal with customer real time. But during my IT, I was not really exposed to customer like that because I was still learning. So now, real time working as a graduate, I saw that those guys are already made. They were houses on the island, big brands, sewing in close to millions that year. Now, excuse me, imagine this year. So it was just like for me to just learn and understand how to navigate as
your
a business
own brand.
person, because I really wanted to have my brand and all of that. So now starting my business to get customers was you just need one person that like what you've done to keep ringing the bell to others.
Yes.
So I just tried.
We're looking for that one person.
And so you charge them, you hear things like, it's too much now. Are you buying this? Are you buying lining? I'm like, ma, I'm the one that know the quality I'm giving you. This is not about the line, it's not about the zippers. Okay. I don't have this. If you cannot take it, just forget about it. I'm like, okay. So because I wanted them to see what I could do.
You can do, yes.
I had to take the job even with a very little profit on the revenue that is coming. I took the job up. They see, they like it. You're good. You're trying. That thing of God. I'm like, at least give me that sandwich accolade. You're good.
Yeah, but
it's not so good. You can do better at the end of the conversation. So it kept on like that. And I would say that it's not been an easy journey trying to, like I said, my father got me the small machine when I was in school. So I have been using that. So I was making wedding dresses for people. My first bride I made wedding dresses for, she was my student when I said I worked with people. I worked as an instructor because I also lecture. I lecture people how to sew. I teach people private tutoring and all of that. So I had a particular school that I taught then. So so
you go to fashion houses,
private fashion schools to teach in their fashion schools.
Okay.
Yeah, so freelancing method kind of. I'm done, then I go.
Okay.
So when then they call me Miss Debbie. Till now, that's like all my students call me Miss Debbie. So I would like you to make my wedding dress. I'm like, okay. Why me? So I like the way you teach us. I feel like it would be good for you to make. So I'm like, okay, what's there not to do?
Why not try it?
I gave it a shot. That was the first one I made, but she never knew. Because of course I will not do
Don't
that.
tell her
Now this is the first type of knowing if she listening to this. So I made the wedding dress. It came out so beautiful that I was like, boom. I used my small industrial machine to do that. I mean, small butterfly blackhead
Yes,
machine.
that machine.
So to do that, it came out well. And from there, you hear, you did this. And I've been getting so many referrals from people like that, like that, like that. And started building my customer base. Then now, it got to a point where I cannot handle it anymore because jobs
So
are
just
coming in.
and you can't do
I
it
was
alone.
just me, and I was getting ready to go for NYC that year. I started making clothes before went for NYC. So getting back from my NYC, then I started working in fashion houses just to get experience. I've left Lagos for close to a year. I served in Jos, so it was a different terrain,
Wow.
trying to coming back and all of that. So I started my business, working in my living room. So because it was like a personal space, I couldn't get
Space. Yes.
an external person to come and
To come in.
so it was kind of difficult to get people. Of course, my parents are giving me that liberty to use their house and taking over the living room. So now I want to bring somebody to come
Another
and be seeing
person.
our in quotes our everything about our family. No,
Definitely.
you can't do that. So it was just like that for me, struggling all by myself. And yeah, fun got so good. I got somebody that had to give out rules and regulation. This is my house. You have to face your business.
Yes,
Blah blah
you
blah.
don't do this.
You do anything. You do anyhow. You see anyhow. I just just trying to just make her understand that this is strictly professional. You have to know what you're doing. And she came, we started working together. We moved on like that. And before I got a space outside my house, it's been like that.
Wow. So that's while we were chatting before the program, you said you've gotten your masters, right?
Yes.
So just briefly tell me about your masters. What motivated you to say, okay, I want to do my masters? Because many youths would have just given up on education and be like, okay, I didn't want to study fashion, but destiny brought fashion my way. I did it. Then went for HND and hey, this pussy showed me shege. I think I've tried. This is just the end. Just let me just face my fashion business and just run with it. So what motivated you to study to do your masters, and what did you do during your masters? Is it still fashion? Was it something else? So okay.
Okay, so my master, I never wanted to do masters. Like you said, what was there to do again? I'm a fashion designer now. So as far as I can cut and sew, why do I need to go further? Although I love education, but at the time I did my master's, it was not something I would have done at that year,
time.
because it wasn't something like a very
It's not a need.
Exactly. Yes, it didn't come to me. So the only money I had there was just to keep pumping into my business and probably get more machines and I keep expanding and all of that. So I did my master's the year I did it because so that was in 2024, 2021, yes. So because I wanted to, like I said, grow my business. I wanted to leverage technology into my business.
Okay.
And start using tech to just, like infusing tech into fashion.
It's going to make a big difference.
Right. And that was where we started hearing more about infusing tech into
data analysis. Everybody just, yes.
I'm educated now. I'm not just a fashion designer. Let me see what I can do with tech. So because I had this thing going on with me that, okay, technically I have it. But when it comes to the tech, I'm not so savvy.
Yeah.
So I just need somebody who could actually be
Walk
like
you
a
through.
partner. Let's just come together and do this project. Not to be an app. Like a software where people download on their phone. You can just do your normal tailoring process.
Okay, you need to infuse that.
Space.
Yes.
Yes. So I have my friend came in. That's my friend. A guy then that actually not really know him like that, but at least I've seen him around for a while. At least I know where you stay. I know how
you knew
to
what you
trace
wanted. Yeah.
So I got them together. We started running this project. Got software developers. We were doing.
That was while doing your masters, right?
No, I'm starting my master's.
Okay.
So that's my master's. So we started doing the whole thing because I really do not know about tech, like I said. Okay, so life happened. I started getting the vibe that I was being sidelined because I do not really know so much about it, but I was doing my best to know at least
why you guys were on the project,
so I can at least have something to put into the conversation, and I just sit down there with my like nothing to say. I didn't really like that. So I was just trying my best to at least have something to say while we're having our
Meeting.
they call it stand-up meetings for hours. Okay, so I was just getting the sense of being sidelined. It felt as if I was not needed. It felt as if I was just a nobody.
You're just there.
Yeah, and I hate having that
And
feeling.
were you still running your fashion designing
Yes,
business
yes,
then?
yes. So
Okay.
I felt really, I was getting that.
Out of place.
Yes, and that was just affecting me mentally. If this is a project I call my baby, and how can a mother be detached from my baby?
Yeah.
You know that's
And that was your idea, right? And
yeah, yes. Okay, so it was more like the guy also had a similar idea.
Okay. So
So
you
okay, we have
shared
something
it.
in common. Let's come and marry
Yeah.
this thing, then come up with something amazing. I'm like, you know what? I hate the way I feel, and it's not about you, it's about me. It's obvious that I don't have education in this regard. Normally, I shouldn't have started what I don't know nothing about.
About.
So I took that upon myself, and I'm ready. See, can you give me time to go back to school? Then I'm not going to do masters. Oh, let me just take all those crash
Courses.
online.
Just do online course. Yeah.
Just for like 2 months, 3 months, I'll be fine. Like, how can you be away for that long? I'm like, okay, so if you cannot give me that time I need for my education, then I'll
Let's
like
just
to
stop
quit.
altogether.
And I quitted. I stopped. Then I had a friend of mine, they were just having a random conversation. They were like, she's doing a master with Next World University. I'm like, she's also into fashion. I'm like, babe, tell me more. And they were paying in dollars. Oh my God. She said, okay, masters is self-paced. You could just pay monthly, you don't have to pay lump
At
sum.
once.
I'm like, okay, this sounds like what I would like to do. Then I said, okay, she gave me the details. I took up the form. I feel when I got the description, I'm like, please, I'm not doing it.
Again.
I cannot afford this
It's in
thing.
dollars. It's an American university.
And
So
I'm not a salary and I'm not paying salary. So let me come back when I can afford it. So because God just have a way of directing
your
his
path.
own children, right? The person that was speaking with me then was like, she's sorry that at the moment they don't have a good scholarship that can actually afford me what I said I have. But let her get back to me. I already moved on. Oh, masters, you come when I can afford you. She just called me. America, we have different time zones.
Yes.
So she now called me about past 10 to 11 Nigerian time.
Nigerian time.
I'm like, I saw the number. I'm like, this is international number. So I went to the back of my house because it was kind of quiet. I don't want to disturb people sleeping already. So I picked the call. Is this Deborah? I'm like, yes, I'm Deborah. I'm an LP. Said, okay, so we got the scholarship just for one person. Can you take it? I'm like, what's the percentage? 50% off.
Wow.
I'm like, hold on. I punched my calculator. I saw it. That's about 50K Nigerian currency. I'm like, this will sound a lot, but thank you. I'll get back to you. Then I just had to take up my faith and said, I can 50,000 a month. God, you just have to help me. And that took a very, very high toll on my business because I knew what I wanted for my business and what I do not want.
I think that is what sets someone who is educated apart, right? That's why, when the youths just come with, education is a scam, is it this, is it
It's
that?
it's not a scam.
No, just look at them
no.
like it is not. Because truthfully, you cannot compare someone, let me say, pardon me, but someone who doesn't have an educational background and just learned fashion design. Imagine you stopped school and like, let me just learn for 6 months. You will be doing well, definitely. You might even maybe have lots of customer base, lots of people learning under you and all of that. But everything you've learned on how to manage your business, how to infuse tech, you will not have that idea. You would not want to do all of that. So that takes me to the next question. Okay, outside of fashion, what are you looking at? Are you looking towards anything? Okay, what's that?
Yes, I'm looking into. Okay, so I love education and I keep saying to myself every day so I don't forget this because, like I said, I want to be an accountant from day one. No, when I impact people, there's something that it does to me. So ever since I got into the fashion industry, and of course the academic part of it,
yeah.
Because now I lecture in Yabatech.
Okay, so you're back to
yes,
let me get to the source. I don't want to use that much. Yeah, back to the source.
So at the moment, I lecture in Yabatech fashion department
As a part-time
as a part-time
person.
lecturer because of my business and
Yes.
everything. So seeing younger people, it reminds me of Deborah in 2010. Other people that were also like me,
Mm-hmm.
I just saw it as a platform to motivate them, to encourage them. Don't give up. Because most times, how do you even know that that accounting was the way?
For
Because
you.
at the end of the day, it was something that you grew up like. You see movies, you just get to
Yes.
love that personality, the
And you do not want
character,
to change it.
the character you see in the movie, how they carry themselves, how they just do things, how they speak their English, how they dress. What if that's not actually what you want to do? So I just
Okay.
wanted to. The next thing I want to do now is lecturing in Yabatech has given me a light to say I want to delve down into academics. So I'm looking at doing my PhD also now in fashion. So I can have an advanced degree in fashion.
Okay, so what do you in just one sentence, what do you have to say to someone who's like in your shoes right now, a younger person who's in your shoes right now? The Deborah of 2010.
2010.
Like, and that person is let me say the Deborah of 2024 in his own, so just in a sentence.
Okay, what I would say in one sentence is believe in yourself. 2010, remember I said I wasn't feeling, I was looking like a very star
Yes.
student. A lecturer called me into her office and she said this, I'll quote exactly, they still ring a very strong bell in my head. See, Deborah, you're a very smart student. You're young and vibrant. All you have to do is focus on your academy because there is nothing you cannot achieve if you have your focus on it. You see, all of what you're desiring now, they can come to you if you put your focus in view, and the sky will be your starting point.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Deborah, for being on this show. We really do appreciate your time. And don't forget to comment, to like, and just follow us, Edugist, on all of our social media platforms. Drop a comment if you enjoyed this episode. Just if you have anything to say about the episode you really do enjoy, please don't forget to drop a comment, like, share, and subscribe. I still remain Temitope Karim. See you next time. Bye.